Gosh, this thing is so slow. I don't even know. Let's see if this thing is even going. Yeah, I'm live. Yes, we are live. And good evening, everybody. 11, 11, 20, 1, 1, 1, 1, 12, 1, 1, 1, 1, 20. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals what? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals what day is this today? 420 day. What's up, coach? How you doing? 420 day. Get it? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 420 day. What is going on here? We've got Coach in here. We got Ilva, Fire Chick, Zoe Small. Good to see you, Sweetie Treasure Vlog, Sunshine Vibes, Honey Tina. New fan, love you. Thank you, Doris. Nice to see you. Beatles Cure. Good to see you. Dazzingly Mermaid. Try saying that fast about 5 times or so. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Very, very busy today. I had to go to work. I had to go in 2 times today to work. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I can't speak about the rest of the country, but I got some real thoughts about lockdown and what's coming our way, guys. You may not like what you're going to hear, but you're going to hear it in a little bit tonight. How you doing, Kyle? Good to see you. Nice to see everybody there. Cold, cold, cold tonight. I'm still recovering from my 6.5 miler. Last night, amazingly, my right foot, the upper part, what do you call that? The instep, the upper part of your foot. It's a little pain tonight, but been busy day between doing laundry and trying to get ready for the boss and Janet to come up for fishing. Want to get Bobby over here too on Sunday night to have I usually like to put a dinner on the night before, and then we get to bed early and then wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning. Get to the docks about 5 o'clock, and we're underway about 6 o'clock, and it is cold. Miss Bailey, how are you? Hi, Scottish. Hello, Carl. Nice to see you. Amanda, nice to see you this evening. Robin, looky here. No late night walk tonight. Hi, Honey Badger. That took a lot out of me last night. Okay, I don't think it's really advisable to press 2 days in a row on a mega walk like that. I think it's advisable to kind of take it easy and let your body recover, because that was over a 6 hour stream yesterday. You know, it kind of hurt too, holding up from that camera, holding that selfie stick up the whole time, walking with that. Yes, the virus is going up dramatically. Hello, Joni. Good to see you. Yeah, I did catch up on your video today. I understood what you're doing out there with that, getting the decals off. I like Joni, how you're very detail oriented on that, and you're really trying to do a first class job on that. And I think it's really cool to see that to see that restoration coming along. It's a good job. Harvey just closed down the channel, so I zipped over here to see if you were still up. Thanks for helping me out. I thought something went wrong with my laptop here with YouTube. YouTube had a major outage for like over half an hour today to 45 minutes. The biggest one that I can recall that I've been here kicking around. I've been watching YouTube since about 2009. Uploading since very early, almost late 2012, early 2013. I never saw an outage that was this long today. So I don't know what they were doing. They might have been putting, hey Janet, they might have been putting a new system in. Sometimes they got to take the whole damn thing down to put some revisions in and all that. So I don't know. Holding that camera for long, yeah, on a cold night, yeah, it takes a lot. Cold around here, 47 and going lower. Got the fireplace going, looking good, looking good. I don't have it on the heat mode. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to running it, because one of the things that Jen would get really pissed about was when I would go to sleep and I would leave that I would accidentally leave that on at night with the heat blowing, and that thing would really run up a bill. Hey Jody, how are you? Discord, CNN among you. Oh, okay. Hey, reasons. Discord was really down with CNN, YouTube, among others. I wonder if it was a denial of service attack or something like that. Huh? Craig said, I was surprised. I thought my phone and a laptop and everything went nuts. The features on the YouTube app are different. Sometimes they take the whole damn thing down, and they'll do something really, really major. But it's unusual that you can't watch videos in that time. What do you think about the weather? It's cold, cold, cold. Joni says, I'm planning a fiberglass nose on the cab over making a bigger bed area overall. Hi, Vicky. It would be good to have some good stiff staving up front, Joni, the curb, for if you're going to do that, from make sure that's good and strong, and bolt that to the inside. Once you cut that front off and do that, make sure that it's not going to rain for a while. For that, Fact Finder, how you doing today? Good to see you. 35 gone, turned into about 30. Brrr. That Dimplex is one of the best fireplaces I ever owned. 23 to 25 years old, still going strong. I cleaned it that off, and for the first time in 8 years, I don't know when I put it. I have a video about installing it. I can't remember how long it was. 2013 or 14, 2013. A lot of early renovation videos here, and I've only had to replace the lights, and that's about all I've had to do with it. I love it. It's like a rotating spit in there with just some foil, very shiny pieces of foil, and the light makes it move, and all kinds of other weird stuff on there. So cold, 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 cold is the operative word. Will I be going out tomorrow night? I believe that I will be. I believe I will be down in, I'm not going to be walking to Petaluma. That's a 17-mile walk. I think I'm just going to be doing a choo-choo to see what's going on, because I got a feeling more restrictions are coming. And I'll talk a little bit about what I'm getting on the inside. Working within the medical industry, I was at the hospital today and seeing some of the memos that are being posted around internally, coming from the Office of Emergency Preparedness and other things. Hold on to your seatbelts, guys. Fasten your seatbelts. It's liable to be a bumpy ride coming up. Evening all. Damn YouTube, no notifications. I'm not surprised. Maybe watch anything all day. What was your favorite car that you ever had? I saw them rebuilding one the other day. I think my favorite car that I ever had was the first car. When I was 15 years old, my brother and I, we came upon a 1951 Chrysler Imperial Crown Victoria, 5,000 pounds. Crazy thing, had a tiptoe transmission in it. That means you push the clutch in, you would put it into drive, and then you would put the gas, you'd hit the gas, and when you sensed that you revved out of first gear, you would let up on the accelerator pedal, and it would click into second gear, and then you would put your foot on the gas again. It would take it up to third gear. You'd let up again, and actually second gear. Then you'd run it up into third gear, and then finally fourth gear. Pretty weird. Pretty weak transmission, though. Terrible transmission for longevity. Just very prone to problems. But that was the very experimental early automatic transmissions in 1951. But the reason I mention that is that it had the earliest firepower Hemi engine in that, with the really deep ceramic plug wells. And I remember we pulled that engine and had that out, and I lapped all the valves by hand with the grinding compound. It did re-sleeve this was 15 years old. Bored out and had re-sleeved the cylinder, the block and things, and it was put new journal bearings on. And it was a great experience. And I saw there's a site, I don't know what it's called, the other day they rebuilt a 51 Chrysler, or they rebuilt one of those early Hemi engines, and I loved it. Not a Dodger fan. I'm not particularly a Dodger fan, to be honest with you myself. It's just that being in LA, I wanted to just collect a, uh, a Dodgers sweatshirt from down there. Wonderful seeing you. Raining. The average American doesn't save money like after the Great Depression. That's why Americans can't lock down the right way. Well, look at this way, looky. When the Great Depression hit, interest and savings rates were normal. Now, what do I mean by that? You could get 5 or 6% on a passbook savings account. Okay. Look at us today. You can't even get one quarter of 1% on the savings account. Our Federal Reserve has destroyed our incentive to be savers by making sure that we don't save money and pump it into spending into the economy. It's a contrived system to rob us of our ability to save money for the future because there's no reward to do so. How many billions and trillions of dollars of funny money have been created in the last year and a half, especially since this pandemic has hit? The money's becoming less and less purchasing power. People get no interest on their savings whatsoever. Where would be the incentive to save money for people, right? You wonder why the stock market is in its own speculative bubble because, there's no other alternatives. That's why, and that's a very dangerous place to be. So the model was a 1951 Chrysler Imperial Crown Victoria. It was a big, big car. Cheryl put her tree up. Joni said one of my early cars was a 79 Chrysler LeBaron at 318. I couldn't even believe it the night, Joni, that you ticked down all the cars that you had in your life. Wow, I've had the 51, I had the 62 Chevy Biscayne, which is a POS with the slant six, but it was a lot of fun. I had a 1971 Olds Cutlass Supreme, which was it had the rocket in it, which was probably the best car I ever had. I sold to my brother who ran it for another 100,000 miles. I think it finally got off the roads about 380,000 miles or something. Then I believe that I had a 68 Mustang that I had inherited from my grandfather when he passed away. Bought it actually. And then I think I finally had a 91 Cutlass Supreme, which was another great riding car. Not the Cutlass Supreme, but the Chevy Caprice Classic, which was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look, he says, true, I only made $100 on 5,000 saved in the bank for a few years. Yeah, there's just no incentive to save money right now. We have destroyed our economy through government intervention, guys, through our turning over all of the power to the Federal Reserve and to the Treasury. And their whole thing is to just keep this. Just imagine those old things that you would see on the Ed Sullivan Show. Those of you us who were old enough to remember, every month they'd have a guy on that would have sticks, and he would spin plates on the sticks, and he would keep the plates spinning as many as he could keep spinning on his head and his hands. That's what the Fed's got going on right now. They got to keep the plates spinning in the air. Okay, so. I remember mine having money in CDs that was 7.5%. Craig, I can remember coming out of college when the crush on inflation went on, and Fed Chairman Paul Volcker crushed the economy by taking interest rates up to 14, 15. Money markets were paying 18%. Mortgages were 15, 16%. Look at where we are today. Do you think Japan is cool? I'm not sure, Greg. Hey, how you doing, Line Screw? I really enjoyed your fire the other day. That was awesome. Yes, first car was a '71 Buick LeSabre, which is great. Fed putting $1 trillion in. No wonder we're screwed up. Okay. But this is not, that's only a matter of opinion and things, but just that it's interesting that the subject was brought up about the savings. You know, there's no incentive really to save money on anybody's part anymore. So, because every dollar, the Federal Reserve is just desperate that that not be saved and be thrown into quote productive use. And we know where that's been gone in the last 6 months or so. It's been injected into the stock market. So when, when, when that baby goes, and it will go, it will be a hell of a Roman candle when that baby goes up. It's going to be kaboom. And what's probably going to punctuate it is rising interest rates because of too damn much debt to be rolled over in the world. 1970 GTO. Fed was putting $1 trillion a day, and perhaps that's her third term as president will fix everything. Um, I could say so much. I could say so much. I'm quitting YouTube. I could say a lot about that, but I've determined to stay the hell out of politics, and I'm doing my best to stay the hell out of that. Yeah, the Weimar Republic 2.0, exactly. The way you get out of the debt is you just inflate your way out of the debt that it just looks so useless that the debt just disappears into oblivion. So awesome draft, yeah, on that. I just love my '71 Cutlass Supreme, man. That was beautiful. That 350 rocket just was, that Olds engine was just incredible in that thing. Trump era is over. Now, yeah, in the words of Bombshell, say less. That's exactly right. I don't want to irritate people. My opinions are just as apt to be wrong as they are to be right. And I'm the first one to admit that here on YouTube and in all of social media. I prepare for the worst, okay, and I hope for the best, as we should all be doing on here. But the trends at the current time, what's going on now, and having stepped today in for a couple times, almost in a panic necessity today, because some people are dropping out of the hospital workforce right now, almost just in danger of falling out of compliance for something short term here, and having to work with the state on an emergency waiver this afternoon. I can tell you that things are pretty much a shambles right now on a lot of freaking levels, okay? And we're not in one of those hot states. We're warm, but we're not hot. But I can tell y'all, as sure as I'm sitting here, that we're going to be going into a national lockdown, and probably, as they said in the Shawshank Redemption, like the sign on the wall said about the Lord cometh, well, the pandemic cometh, and it cometh right quick. And I think it's going to happen because I think that the Thanksgiving holiday in America may trigger a really explosive, almost parabolic rise of infections that will result in. And I've already seen the memos today about the construction of sites for field hospitals and other things coming up. And we're not in a red zone here. We're in a pink zone, our state of California. So it's pretty bad. Yeah, I know. How you doing, Janet? Well, you'll forgive me. I've been working my ass off cleaning the Rancho to within an inch of itself while I'm trying to work today and do shit. So that's just my opinion. How you doing, Tammy? Good to see you, babe. I'm looking forward to you and the boss coming down to the Rancho. It does look like we've caught a weather break on Monday, but I want to drill down on this situation of what I've seen today with my own peepers out there. Okay, the trend of national affection is rising rapidly. What is the number one travel holiday of the year, bar none? The average travel distance is measured in hundreds of miles by road and thousands of miles by plane, and an equivalent number of miles by train, because I read it today in the memos. Thanksgiving is coming, and it cometh right quick. Okay. Julie, Bath's going to send the military back in. We have protests. Soldiers scrambling to get out. Italy's gone towards lockdown again. Will this be over in April when everyone gets vaccinated? We sure hope so, Joni. You know, provided the target doesn't move, provided that people in rural areas aren't infecting their farm animals, right? And we're not getting some kind of weird bounce back echo virus coming back with some mutation. Who in the hell knows? Who in the hell knows? Janet says El Paso is having cold storage trucks brought in as they have so many passing from the virus. I feel terrible about that. I love El Paso. Hey Tara, how you doing, babe? Good to see you. Good to be on panel with you tonight. I loved El Paso. Oh, you crazy, man. El Paso. Yeah, I loved El Paso. I thought it was a really cool city, and it's tough what's going on down there right now, but it's coming to a theater near you, as they say. Yes, the virus is mutating. And that's thank you, Ake. Good to see you. Now, virus mutating is not necessarily a bad thing. Talk to doctors you know out there. Okay, talk to immunologists, virologists, and they tell you that left on its own, a virus is likely to mutate to a less infectious, more likely to mutate to a less infectious form than a more dangerous infectious form. In other words, we had the mutation to an more infectious, but not quite as deadly. We know how to treat it better with therapies, but the numbers, raw numbers, are going up, so hospital ICUs are starting to be overwhelmed. Wear your mask. Protect yourself. Pick up things from the store now if you can. Don't be one of those people at the last minute that's out there fighting pre-holiday and everything else. Get things now while it's calm. They'll never go bad on the shelf. You'll thank yourself. Let's see. Trump fired the Secretary of Defense because he was against sending troops to the cities with the protest. That is a stereo. Yes, it's a stereo console behind me. What's up? Cecil B. Demented. No, I don't want to cancel Christmas, Alan Gold. But wearing the best mask is about the only thing you can do. And you know what I'm seeing too? People I work with. And now I'm required when I go in to not just wear a mask, but I have to have, thank God for Henry Schein in delivering thousands of these dental face shields and things. I have to wear one of those suckers now when I step foot in the hospital along with the mask. So probably the best layer, probably the best protection that you can have right now. It was a shocking day for me today. Really, really shocking. For the first time since February, March, I saw a little bit of panic out there. You know. So, Joni, will a vaccine be coming in April? You tell me. I hope it will. But I'm just telling you, I'm going to protect myself in the meantime. I'm going to continue to wear my mask when I go out, when I'm near people. In our state of California, you may not enter into any property, any building, office building, store, anything, gas station, convenience store without having your mask on. Tammy said, I love Christmas and started putting it up already because it needs him happy. There you go. That's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. Technically, the virus, it's not a seasonal flu. That's correct because people got sick in the summer. Greg said, based on peer-reviewed science journals, for the U.S. to achieve herd immunity, 20 to 67% of the population needs to be exposed. Panicked about medical facilities over the next 4 months, Deb. Okay, to the point, I don't know what's going to happen. I might be out of service for a hell of a long time. I don't know. There's a lot of people bailing out of hospital work that are, quote, taking the fall and the winter off. All right. So yes, this is a two-stage vaccine, and it's one that requires, if you read the literature from Henry Schein, who's a major distributor, and also VaxServe, two of the biggest distributors in the United States, VaxServe, who we get the bulletins all the time. There's special requirements for refrigeration. Smart people have already been out there buying Thermo King and other stocks on the market that have to do with refrigeration because you have to have this thing super cold and it requires skilled handling to properly use this vaccine. So it is a two-stage. They found in autopsy everyone that died of the plague they found in their eyes. Yeah, a friend of mine lives in Amsterdam and they did lockdown, only have to wear a mask in public transit. They are fine. Julie, I wonder if they will continue to be. Let's just check. And I'm not second guessing you because I love you, honey. You know that. And I know, honey, you want to beat me within an inch of my life sometimes. I get that. I get those scary communications from you. Okay. Rosie, I'm going to beat your ass if I see this thing here. She's like the sorority sister that would be running the show. Let's see here. Let's see what the trend is. And I'm not calling anybody out, Julie. I'm just curious. You have my curiosity up. Let's see. Amsterdam COVID-19 cases. Now that is kind of that's the first time I've seen a chart like that we peaked in, what was that? We still got 4,600 new cases, but they topped out at about 10,000. But it does seem, I wonder how far that will come down. That's the first one I've seen. I wonder what the story is on that. If we look at the U.S., now they're doing a lot more testing in the U.S. for sure. But damn, man, look at that. That's what I see hanging all over the hospital today, preparing for that. What's up, Sean? You can't use a deep freezer. You need a special, I can tell you from having worked in clinical work and other stuff and vaccine clinics for Sutter Hospital Group. There's very specific freezers. You don't just use a home freezer. Okay, they have things you have to check off every day. You got to check the plug to make sure it's in 2 times a day. You have to have a temperature check. You have thermometers that have alarms on them that if something goes wrong, it records the event. It's a very, very, very expensive thing to have this level of deep freeze. So, you know, pharmacies will likely have it, but it's probably not the thing your average, doctor's office is going to be able to do for you. Let's check this thing here. Yeah, luckily our deaths are just starting to turn up, but they always lag by about 2 weeks behind the other things. So I'm just saying, be prepared over the holiday season. The chance of infection is going to be huge. Cecil says, Rosie, if we have to lock down, can the American business hang on? Um, I guess, Cecil, if they think that a vaccine is coming in April, the office of the president has to step in at that point in time, and you need Congress to work together to get some type of bridging thing for. How are they able? Like, you're locked down in the UK, and what do you get? 80% of your salary or something? I mean, what the hell, right? Amazon is starting to put a limit on groceries and a lot of the dry storage items. Yeah, they're going to put a limit on that. They're going to put a limit on that. So impose extra measure on top of the current. We will return to the partial lockdown. Yeah. How long? I don't work a shift, Deb. I'm on a as needed type of basis. I have a regular flow of things that I need to accomplish, many of which can be done remotely or at home. But once in a while, when the system slips a cog in the wheel, like today, I kind of got to go in and get hands on with because you can't afford to fall out of compliance right now. So it doesn't seem like the most important thing, but you can be shut down in an instant if all the I's aren't dotted and the T's aren't crossed on that. So let's see. Cheryl says in mid-December the government will assess what can be done during that period. So we've got in Amsterdam. Amsterdam actually looked like it peaked in mid-October and is now trending down. We're still at about 5,000 cases a day for Amsterdam, but we peaked at about 10,000, which is a very, very unusual chart. Now, since the UK is locked down, let's look at England here. We would expect that their cases would begin to show the effects, because this is how they were looking there. Okay, so are they going to want to come down? Are they going to want to come out of lockdown in December? I don't know. UK science warns of rising deaths. Um, so it's more deadly. It's just the raw cases are higher. So that's what kind of overwhelms the hospital. Not because it's deadlier, because of that. So they got that 4-week lockdown. Cheryl, I don't know what's going on in Canada. That prices are going sky high. Yeah, I wouldn't even try to touch an RV right now. I'm sure the price, my resale value in just a damn van, has gone up over the last couple. No, the sky's not falling, quirky girl. How you doing, girl? Sky ain't falling. You know why? Because there's light at the end of the tunnel. There is a vaccine that shows promise, but we have to get through this valley of doom. If we didn't have the results from Pfizer, quirky girl, then I would say the sky is falling, okay? But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be very optimistic. Provided this vaccine is handled properly by qualified people, it should be a godsend. But we don't know the efficacy. We don't know how long the immunization lasts. There's a lot of questions we don't. I don't wear a nurse uniform. I go in civvies. I'm a back office person. Okay, I'm not. I'm not in scrubs and all that kind of crap. All right. I'm no medical person. Okay, I've spent some time watching it. I have to say it was nice to see how changing, growing. Oh, well, thank you, Lucky Bean. I appreciate that. Quirky girl, Biden will definitely be pro lockdown, and I hate to ask this because I'll trigger some people. And I'll wake up tomorrow to some hate mail if I tell you that the president, does he have the incentive to not lock us down now? Well, if he believes that he's lost the election, which it appears to be, he's kind of lost. I don't want to say he's lost his will to govern, but you can imagine you have kind of a sour taste in your mouth, knowing that moving day is coming on the 20th of January. So how much is the coach's head going to be in the game? Okay, we're not going to the playoffs, right? We're not going to the Super Bowl. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Okay, common cold and flu cases lowered too since we. It's a good question, Lucky. I don't think flu is quite taken off yet, but I'm glad I got my flu shot. Cheryl said 277,000 cases in Canada with 10,685 deaths. How you doing, Miguel? New Nevada will be on lockdown. I think so. The governor of Nevada, he kind of telegraphs himself. Governor Sisolak of Nevada, he kind of telegraphs his moves a little bit. He says, I'm watching it for 2 weeks. Let's see what the trends are over the next 2 weeks. So he's kind of telling you to wear your mask, telling the casinos you got a ton invested in this stuff. And I have noticed going into shops and stores that they're much more like, oh, put your mask on and stuff. They're much in the times before. Some people could get away with, going in like this. He's left it up to each state. Still has time. His president needs to step up and be a leader. I would expect him to. We would all expect that function on the part of the president. I think I think he's still somewhat shocked by the turn of events of the election. But I guess you could look at it the cup half full or cup half empty. He probably did better than the polls and the media thought he would do. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Julie, congratulations are in order for you, President Julie Army Mom. Could you please lower my taxes? He will not go back to White just Mike. He's done with Washington. It's a very rough road ahead for the president. Um, he comes out, he deals with the fallout of the pandemic on hotel properties and people leaving big cities like New York City and abandoning that high density living in favor of counties and things like that. And they had an article today, the New York Times, fearing Mayor de Blasio, feeling that if the rich leave, they take $133 billion of assets with them out of New York City. I don't know if it could sustain that. What's up, Juice? I just want to state the media have been infiltrated by out there, and I'll repeat the same things with rage, with hate. And if you haven't seen the movie They Live, then you'll never get it. So be more protective of older family members. Let's see. How you doing, James? Seems rare to be a one. I don't remember last time in my lifetime. Ford was a one-termer. Never got elected into office. The only time a president and vice president were not elected. Jimmy Carter served one term. I remember that. So, what's up, Bob? Yeah, the weather looks good for Monday. I'm thrilled about the weather forecast. So I'm continuing to move at high speed here to continue with cleaning preparations. It's also a good time for me to generally clean and washed every bit of laundry, sheets, blankets, pillows, everything here. So, wow, you have your AC on. Wow. Hey, how you doing, Rick Reviews? But from what I saw today in my within the hospital internal, there's stuff coming down the pike. Okay, they're prepping for cases to explode here in the next few weeks. What will our governor do, Gavin Newsom? States are moving back. I mean, counties are moving backwards now to purple designations. Our county, Sonoma County's never gotten out of the purple. So very likely we'll probably end up in some kind of lockdown again. But a lockdown is not effective unless it's nationwide, in my opinion. So I think today the internet guys going forward, election will be more competitive when your choices dumb and dumber. Woo! Hey D, how you doing, sweetheart? We can only vote for the choices that are there. California is horribly run. Turn out the lights. Don't say that, Janet. The party has just begun, but there's going to be a lot of people. They don't know what to tell people. What do you tell people about Thanksgiving? What do you tell people? Economically, it's a big driver for transportation, for airlines, for trains, even interstate buses, bus systems, Greyhounds, Amtraks. What do you tell them? Don't travel? I don't know. Did Harvey on the stream say they were in complete lockdown? Yeah, they're effectively into a complete lockdown, Craig. They're not supposed to leave home unless it's essential. Unless they're essential workers, essential shopkeepers, or they need food and things like that. No, I was mad at him, Quirky, for bashing me continuously over the last few months, and I guess I just about had it up to here with it. So I hit back today. I put the video on private and have moved on. So let's see. Gonna have to turn out the lights. Not enough wind to power everything. Cheryl says don't travel. Don't travel this year. Get drunk at home. I'm cooking and making food baskets. No family gathering. I heard today they were telling people to have Zoom Thanksgiving and Christmas. Doesn't that make sense? You know, I mean, it's definitely going to be an Amazon Christmas, right? And no, Cheryl, I haven't fixed my Nightbot. Not quite yet. Not quite. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Block joined the army for Santa. Everybody loves Julie Army Mom. Are you kidding me? Oh, she's a linchpin in the chat here, Alan Gold. She's a boss. He reacted. No, I reacted, Quirky. I reacted. Go watch the last 20 minutes of the hangout. Go listen to all the, while he takes him down, go listen to all the ones about F-bombing me. F, Rosie, F. I think I'm allowed to hit back. And yeah, I hit back hard and I'm happy. And I'm damn glad I did. Been taking that bullshit for the better part of 8 months. So I'm really, really ecstatic and happy. My sister's having Christmas, but I won't be attending. No, I won't have Zoom Thanksgiving, Hanukkah. I will not have Zoom Thanksgiving. Julie, I sure hope, honey, you've gone through all this lockdown, all of this time to be protected and stuff. I'd hate to see this reverse on you by getting together. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? It's to be determined, probably hunkering down. I got my pneumonia shot. No, I didn't, Jackie. And I don't really plan to. So I've taken it up to here with the hangouts, the nightly basharamas. I've had it up to about here, so I'm done with it forever. Spammer trolls are the worst. So I feel good about it. You know, you can't dwell on things. You just got to move forward. So we just go our separate ways, and I won't speak of it anymore, and that's it. So I mean, that's the best way that you do stuff on. Best way you do stuff on on YouTube. Let's see. Dee said my niece is not doing well with it in the hospital and having to have help breathing. Oh, Dee, I hope things turn out okay, honey. Oh well, that's tough. That's a tough call, sweetie. Prayers for Dee's niece. Really sorry to hear that, honey. I got to know a few people that are really kind of in trouble now, and some kids. How you doing, Mew? Good to see you. Um, no, I was actually at work today, Jackie, when the call came. You know, I got a life. I'm a contributing member of society, right? I got a life. I don't answer to somebody's beck and call to be called out and all that. So, not my deal. I'm not. I'm not some beta person. Let's see. Jew says, so no one thinks it's odd. All they stop counting votes and held out country hostage as they ran up. I don't know, Juice. That is so far above my pay grade. I just look at I just look at the figures here. And I could be wrong. It was a very panicky couple hours at work this afternoon before I got to pop into Harvey's. I definitely wanted to make his birthday stream, and I did. And I'm very happy for Harvey. Let's see. Let's see where we stand on this election thing. I think the real shock was that we had so many people voting, and I think that that was a shock to the system for people. I don't know if they're still putting up the. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, Nevada. Some of those states still very close. Like, I don't know if you'll close the gap in Pennsylvania and those kind of states. I don't know. Let's see. What's up, Sassy? Someone gets cornhole. Are they immune if they? I believe that they are. So long, EJ. Have a good night, my friend. Let me see. This is really slow. The whole internet is really messed up today. Really messed up today. I was glad that the president participated in the Veterans Day. I think it's important we continue those traditions. Tropical storm Eta brings strong winds to west coast of Florida. I don't know. I can't even find where the counts stand anymore. God. They restored this. They restored this famous piece of art, I guess, in Spain, and it looks like a damn. It looks like a damn cartoon character. I don't know. It looks funny as shit. I don't know. You can't really see it on my phone. It's the damnedest looking thing. It's the damnedest looking thing I've ever seen. Look at that. It looks like olive oil on. Look at that. It's not insane. God, what the hell happened? Right? What the hell? Be careful, D. I hope the immunity of the vaccine. See, we don't have any information on that. We don't have any information on that, and I find it very odd that the chairman of Pfizer Corporation, who, in conjunction with this German company, sold 60% of his stock the day it was announced, right? And that stock has done nothing but go down since you can see the day it was announced. And that stock's done nothing but trend downward since that time. Now, why in the hell would that be going down if you're going to be able to sell a shitload of that? Here's what NPR says. The chairman and CEO of Pfizer sold 5.6 million worth of stock in the company. The sale took place on the same day Pfizer announced its experimental corona vaccine was 90% effective. The company's stock soared on the news, but Boer sold the stock as part of a stock trading plan that aims to shield corporate executives from allegations of insider trading, but these plans have become increasingly controversial. You know, the timing of the sale has raised questions about what the Pfizer CEO knew and when and whether it may invite further scrutiny. See, that's the kind of bullshit that, you know, that's the kind of bullshit that, you know, if this is such a good deal, why wouldn't this guy stick around to make the money, right? Nine times his salary in stock. Come on, man. So, you tell me. Russia says their vaccine is 92% effective. You guys tell me you're going to put that in you if the CEO tells the same the day it was released. That's what I'm thinking about, man. What the hell? Now I trust Pfizer science. But I'm saying, look, come on, man, as Donnie Com would say, come on, man. If this is supposed to be, you know, billions of doses at X dollars, you know, $50, $80 a dose, multiple doses, that's a lot of money to be made, right? That's a whole hell of a lot of money to be made. But you know what? The stock doesn't act like stock doesn't act like it's the second coming, man. And that kind of rings bells in my head that something ain't right. It's the old sniff test. There's Donnie. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Mark. I give it the Go Donnie Com sniff test right there. Come on, man. It just doesn't make a damn bit of sense, does it? And the CEO smelled too much money in being the first to get a vaccine. Exactly. And how you doing, Mari? Now, they're not alone. They'll tell you, well, we got other competition, Moderna. There's there's 20 other companies doing the vaccines out there. So, okay, I get that. Rick Reviews recommends that's how we got together. So everybody, you know, Donnie's right, and he tells you, come on, man, you know that it doesn't pass the sniff test out there. But let's get to the main event. What's coming? What's coming? What's coming? Plans are already being made for state lockdowns, okay? And in the state of Nevada, I would say within 2 weeks, based on the trends that are occurring and what I saw today on intercommunications amongst medical officials in a 4-state area here, I think it's pretty much going to be a done deal here. Let's see. Let's check out the caseload over there, and we can see that's just soaring upward. We've exceeded the peak of, what was that, July 1st, July 10th, something like that. That's coming. That's it. This is the thing, guys, it's coming. So I do believe, let's look at Arizona, see what's going on down there. I do believe that this is coming. Now, Arizona's still warm down there, but it's starting to make its way back up again. Yeah, Sisolak, that's right, Cheryl. Sisolak, the governor of the governor of Nevada could not have been more telegraphing what's coming. So if things are gone the way they are and it's getting colder there, and you got people in casinos, and I know that they just opened the Circa casino and stuff like that, but they're still closing some properties midweek. We look at the prices for hotel rooms. We imagine that we're going to let's put these dates in here. Let's imagine that we're checking in on what the what is this? Let's imagine that we're checking in on the 14th, and we're checking out on the 21st, which is about a week. We're checking in on the 14th. We're checking out on the 21st, and let's see what we got here. Because the downtown are $25. The '08, the downtown Grand, $47. These things haven't even budged. These things haven't even budged on here, okay? El Cortez, 33. Encore. Now, what was the low of the Encore? $131. No, it was $113. Look at it today. $121 there, okay? That's the premier property in Las Vegas, okay? So you can't convince me that people are traveling down there. Plus, you had those people that were shot up at the circus, right? Who in the hell wants to be down there when it's the Wild West, right? Now the stocks did explode when the COVID, the news of the vaccine, but again, we've been trending downward, giving that back as we go. So, nobody wants to D. Our government won't shut anything down unless he's forced to. If I see nurses with big needles, I stuff tail between my legs and run. Here's the problem, D. Here's the problem. And Florida is still warm, right? Florida COVID-19. What's going to happen? Now we're starting to roll up again over there. That's the peak from July. We're starting up again. What's going to happen, D, when these people come down from these snowbirds? Because I don't think a lot are coming. Maybe Cheryl can tell you. Cheryl, are you allowed to come down to, I'm sure the border's not blocked leaving Canada. But it's not clear to me that you can easily get back into Canada if you take off for Florida. Anybody know what the mechanics of that situation are? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Can somebody tell me, Cheryl, what the story is up there? Because places like Hollywood, the Atlantic coast was very popular. Okay, nope, unless you fly, the border's closed. So, do you think that that's going to impact the people going down to Florida? Of course, it's going to impact it. It's going to have a huge impact on that. So, and also, are the people going to come down from New York? If the infection rate is starting to rise, and you have that flow of down 95 to Florida, what the hell is going to happen? What's going to happen with that? We should ask Drury. Yeah. Are they coming down? Are they coming down? Cannot drive from Canada unless on essential travel. So, last I knew, the border closed unless you're visiting family or spouse, but could have changed. Let's see what Canadian border crossings. I sure as hell know I can't get into Canada. Yeah, CBSA, Chief Mountain, port of entry closed. Services and information for travel. Temporary restriction of travelers crossing over. Let's see, guys, what we got. U.S. Custom and Border Protection. Temporary restriction of travelers crossing U.S., Canada, and Mexico land borders for non-essential purposes. Now, Tito and Jesse are down in Cabo, okay? All right. The United States is cooperating closely with Canada to ensure that North America has a coordinated approach. On March 21st, the U.S., Mexico, and Canada temporarily restricted non-essential travel. These restrictions will remain in effect until 11:59 on November 21st, 2020. So this does not apply to people that are law enforcement, officer in public safety, humanitarian, or public health. Will I be able to cross the land border to go to work? Americans and Canadians cross the land border every day to do essential work. That travel will not be impacted. So it's kind of weird. March 16, 2020, Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau issued a proclamation closing Canadian borders to most foreign nationals in response to COVID-19. The new measures extended until November 21st, 2020. So, yeah, Cheryl can't get out of Canada. Who can enter Canada? Canadian citizens, Canadian permanent residents, protected persons, foreign nationals coming for purposes. You'll be asked to answer a questionnaire. Yeah, it seems like they got that border pretty damn tight up there, okay? And you can report illegal and suspicious activity. Woo! Let me just put this in here. Okay, well, here's what we saw today, and I just wanted to confirm that on here. And here's my whole thing I'm driving at tonight. Biden's top COVID advisors have already met and had their initial Zoom meetings and consultations. So they're going to come out with a recommendation to have a 4 to 6 week lockdown. And this one, they believe, would control the pandemic and allow the economy to revive and rebound. I'm not here to argue the politics of it. I'm just saying that this is what's coming down the line. This task force said the government can borrow enough money to pay for a package that would cover lost income for individuals and governments during a shutdown. So that should effectively push us into the bankruptcy forever category. So this is coming. We could pay for a package right now to cover all the wages, lost wages for individual workers, for losses to small companies to medium size. We could do all that. If we do that, we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks. Problem is, we already locked down, right? But we didn't do it as a unified nation. So let's see, in which two argued for more, see, even the Federal Reserve has argued for more restrictive and uniform lockdowns. The problem with the March to May lockdown was that it was not uniformly stringent across the country. For example, Minnesota deemed 78% of its workers were essential workers. To be effective, the lockdown has to be as comprehensive and strict as possible. On Wednesday, the task force said a lockdown would help the country bring the virus under control like they did in New Zealand and Australia. Epidemiologists have repeatedly pointed to New Zealand, Australia, and other parts of Asia that have brought the number of daily new cases to under 10 as an example. And then they're able to contact trace those. How you doing, Jordan? Then they're able to contact trace them. So the more dangerous people are becoming. I would agree with that too, Jordan. I've seen cases of that. I hope you're doing well. Lockdown equals no jobs. This is the fight we have in a democracy like this. So they're saying that Biden, the president-elect, is up to the task of providing leadership, saying that he could come in and deliver a fireside chat over the radio, similar to what Franklin D. Roosevelt did during the Great Depression. Um, so this it's weird. People don't want to hear. They're talking about. I don't know if you all know what's going on in El Paso right now. El Paso is, they're having to rush refrigeration trucks in from a lot of areas of Texas and New Mexico down there. People don't want to hear that El Paso isn't an isolated event. El Paso will become the norm. I think the message is, how do we get through this? We need FDR moments right now. We need fireside chats. We need somebody to tell America this is what in the hell is going to happen. So I'm telling you today, this is coming. So and who's on board with it? The president-elect is 100% on board with that, because it is what it is. So it's going to be a tough 4 months, but I'm excited about the vaccine though, so that's the good news. Oh, Trump, the health authority. Yeah, if it was left to the states and something, no governor, our governor and I sucks no backbone. Deb said they don't listen here in West Texas. I don't know, Deb. I'm just telling you from an on the ground within the Sutter Medical Group that what I've been privy to in terms of what the preparations are. Field hospitals are being dusted off again and readied. It's going to be more problematic in winter. Let me just see something here. Let's look at New York State. You don't think I'm glad I'm not traveling right now? Yeah, see, that's big numbers there. So that curving up again is the reality of how far will it go? You tell me. Kamala Harris wants to give us $2,000 a month till the virus is over. Lord Almighty. Now, Justin says it should be up to each state, not the feds. Therein lies the difficulty. Because the Constitution says that the powers that aren't enumerated to the federal government automatically fall to the states. So, in my opinion, you will have state rights that will trump any. You'll have some states that. I mean, I can imagine in Florida where it's just business as usual in the winter. I don't know. Right? And we could be in a total lockdown in California. That's just the weirdest. Yeah, I'm just saying, Cecil, pay me $2,000 a month. Come on, man. Good night, quirky girl. What am I? What am I, a sucker? Right? Yeah, El Paso is one of the worst breakout zones in the world. Now, how do we account for that? What is it about El Paso? Is it the passage between Mexico? Because you would think that COVID-19 would be at the same situation, and this is Chihuahua, Mexico. The daily cases in Chihuahua, they're starting to move up too. But if we look at Texas, so it's interesting for me to see what I'm seeing now in the internal. And Yeah, so Texas, I don't know how to account for this big ass reporting spike, but you can see the trend is up there. Yes, pray for a caring society. That's exactly right. No, I think ninth element. If we can get the most vulnerable part of our population vaccinated, and 40% of people won't take the vaccine, and I'm not going to argue whether they should or not. I know I'm going to take the vaccine when I can. If we can take the most vulnerable part and at least get them vaccinated, I think the young can kind of tough it out, in my opinion. Don't you think that that's the way that things are going to play out? Let's see what Michigan's doing right now. Let's see Mark Dodge's area, Michigan COVID-19. Don't you guys think? Yeah, see, we're just spiking up there. That mask up. Donnie, tell him, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell us. I mean, what do you guys think? I'm very happy. At least we got something potentially that potentially works out there. My theory, eyelids. What's your theory, quirky girl, about eyelids? I'll take the vaccine, not the Moderna one, but others. I'll take the vaccine too, Jackie. Guaranteed, I'll take the vaccine. You know, the adverse events have been nil. But yeah, I think Biden is charged with the task of not taking lives, but saving lives. Trump erred on the side, I don't want to say erred, but came down on the side of business because he knows the toll that, this closing restaurants and movie theaters, gyms, and all the service sector has been terrible. And Biden has already told you he's going to put science first in health. So you heard it, guys. You heard it. Well, by most vulnerable, do you mean the rich and super wealthy? No. But the rich and super wealthy will always find a way to put themselves to the front of the line, don't you think? Let's see. Cheryl said, as a Canadian, I'm shocked that wearing a mask or not is considered a constitutional right. It's a human right and common sense, right? Someone put together a team and meets experts, and I'll stand behind them. Yeah. Lids mean eyelids. What about them? So, what about eyelids? Is that what's transmitting the? Justin said no vaccine taken here, but I might when I rest. I'm all ears to buy. Hey, Leah, how are you? Hey, Mike. Wear a mask. I don't want to hear. I wear a mask because I don't want to hear my husband, but I take great offense as a Jew at the government ordering me to wear an article of clothing. Trump is having a huge spike, stocking up. Yeah, please stock up anyway, guys. Just be prepared. I'm gonna get something to drink real quick. We got other stuff to talk about tonight too. I'll tell you one thing. CDC said today mask protects you from receiving not just Trump, but both ways. That's good. I'm glad I wear a mask when I'm outside. I don't have any like resistance to wearing a mask. Now I'm required to wear a face shield as well. Besides a mask, I'm now required to have two layers of protection. Probably because winter's coming and it's getting colder. And the virus transmits easier in cold weather. I was going to make a bad condom joke. When you say be prepared, you mean like food? Yeah, have a little bit of cash, have some food, have some shelf-stable food, just some pasta, some rice, beans, things like that. And what does it hurt? You're going to eat it anyway. It's going to last forever. So I just don't want to. I don't want to stand in line and. You just remember that stuff that came in March? It was horrible, man. There's people lined up at Costco with 2 carts full of toilet paper. And, God darn, you know? How you doing, Sinai? I know it's pretty late sitting there predicted all those. How you doing, babe? Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, predicted this quite a while ago, and here we sit, so. Check the shed. My daughter had enough beefaroni and Thai to sustain a small city. I'll be eating that crap till 2035. Starting to require patients to wear special glasses where they weren't doing that at first. Nice to see Cyanide back from her special assignment as an undercover agent for the Rosie O'Kelly channel. It's charged as a deputy. Oh, Ned, I need a football helmet, man. I would in the old days. I would have put a Colts horseshoe on. Now I got to have my Raven, right? Toilet paper, sure, not again. Just make sure you have some toilet paper. Some nice beefaroni, Chef Boyardee. Get into touch with your childhood side. Get a case of butter beans and lima beans and baked beans, and just have a bean fiesta out there. Just give me a hazmat suit. Goldie says, woo! Yeah, we love seeing you. Special guest appearance by our own Cyanide Cupcake on here tonight. Good to see you, babe. So what do you think about the president not caring about all this during the crisis? You know, Deb, there's a certain amount of, I don't really know how to put it. The president is a very complicated person, and he's really the president in my lifetime that's been the my way or highway president. And I believe when this pandemic came down that he thought, well, we can just roll over it if we just, if we don't give it too much attention. It worked for President Woodrow Wilson in World War I. He never mentioned the pandemic, despite the fact 500,000 people died. If we just go about our business and stuff, but it hasn't quite worked out that way because we're a much more mobile society today. Much more airlines. We didn't have any airlines in 1918, and travel was very short, and now it's a lot more complicated. Am I happy about the way that things were managed? No. But do I put all the blame at the feet of the president? No. I believe states had to also step up and do their duty. And even though a state like California jumped in early, it was the first state to lock down, we're still, I just think short of a vaccine, it's going to be a herd immunity situation. I mean, how long can you lock down? Like we've had basically no indoor dining in this county, no bars, no gyms. People are sitting outside in the cold now. They're fighting to try to find heat lamps for these restaurants, propane heaters. And okay, we had a lockdown, and now we're back to rising cases again. So everybody's wearing a mask. So I don't know what the hell the story is. So. Right? Hey, Dave. So I'm confused. I'm confused. Confused. I don't think I have to take they got to take personal responsibility. That's where things on a family level. And I got to tell you, I love Julie, Army Mom, is near and dear to my heart. And I'm kind of alarmed at her situation because she has compromised health. And to think that she kept herself locked down February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, started probably flowing around in October and stuff. I'd hate to think that she would be cavalier and think that it's all clear, and I would hate the thought of her getting and contracting COVID-19 when, her family's gone to such great pains to, and all you that have compromised immune systems on that. That's what I worry about. Those are the things that I worry about. Those things. Uh, Not everyone wears a mask on the street here, but if you want to go into a store, you got to have a mask on. Plain and simple. Only one time I was in the store at the TA in Buttonwillow down there getting gas on the way home, and there was a young girl about 14 with her father or something, and she was in the store without a mask. And I commented to the cashier. He's like, "Well, we do the best we can uh, up here." He's like, "Some of these guys really go ballistic when you say something, but other than that, I've seen a lot of cooperation. Seems like huge crowds during this political race spikes are going to happen." I think, Dad, that Thanksgiving's going to happen. Okay. Because Julie's thinking about that big Thanksgiving get together, and all the college students returning home, those that are on campuses and whatever. I can see like a super spreader event like Sturgis nationwide that do I have to connect all the dots? If that happens and people don't have a chill Thanksgiving, you're going to see an explosion of December's going to be off the chart. It's going to make anything that came before it look like a Sunday school picnic, and it's going to scare the hell out of you. And you're not going to want to leave home. So that's why I tell you, at least stuff a few things to eat away. Okay? You're not going to want to leave your home and when this super spreader event really gets traction. So, I'm in a wheelchair and have no one here to help me. I'm fairly self-sufficient. Okay, D. I know where to just go in Walmart and take it up. Wow, they don't wear them. They just go into Walmart and take them off. Wow. About 2 weeks going to run out of hospital beds. Quickly going in the wrong direction. So I'm just trying to tell people in a kind way, just my thinking, which could be totally wrong. But what's the downside for making sure that you have a few things on the shelf and that you don't have to go outside? Powdered milk, creamer, coffee, it doesn't go bad, right? The holidays will explosion. People won't sacrifice and they'll still have a holiday. And here's the thing, Mark Dodds. Commercially, I went to a mall yesterday. Can you say dead mall? On the inside, the Coddingtown Mall. Half the stores are closed up in there. Okay? And what are those merchants going to do? Encourage people to come out and shop? Right? I mean, of course, the Macy's, they're hanging by a thread, right? Their future. They probably won't, if we have a lockdown, they probably won't survive. Okay, in my opinion. It'll be the end of department stores and that'll be it. So, you don't wear masks. Yeah, it's going to be an Amazon Christmas. Stock up, wash your hands, keep the holidays simple. Zoom people, tell them how much you love them. We got the technology to connect people, and be safe. Try to restrict to your immediate family. Try not to get on public transportation. Things like subways are they're subway cars are like murder vehicles. Okay, ferry boats and buses. Stores have curbside pickup. Oh, honey, I'm going to lay down my phone. Okay, take care, Dave. Sleep well, my friend, and stay positive. At least we got a vaccine. At least we got a vaccine. Hey, Charles, how are you doing? I need cleaning supplies. Walmart is sending hubs tomorrow to see if Dollar General had any. I have 142 triple rolls. 142 triple rolls of toilet paper. Woo! You might have a record. Yeah, can you imagine going through this with the internet? Leah, though, there's an upside and a downside for that. Disinformation can also be spread on the internet too, as well as correct information. This is a downside. We tend to gravitate towards the news sources that reinforce what we already believe to be true. So in my opinion, we're not as open to counter information as we once were. I mean, that probably sounds stupid to you guys, but sometimes too many sources of information can be a curse, not a blessing. Let's see what's going on Bloomberg. Let's see. Moderna's data is coming. Moderna poised to take the vaccine spotlight with data due. This COVID surge is America's longest. It's getting longer. Global deaths at record levels. Japan on alert. I'm just damn glad I'm prepared, man. That's all I'm saying. You've seen my table out there. I keep myself going for about a year if I had to. Eating that damn peanut butter. So the canned goods, good for you. They're not going to go bad, Deb. Good for you. And you be careful around Knox City, Texas, too. Okay, so sometimes people get a little too, they get a little too gidgety. They get a little too uh, feeling good about the state of things, and that's when shit hits the fan down there. So. Let's see. Jeanette said Europe and Western Asia are riding along with trouble. Then now Russia, the UK getting the vaccine December. UK gets the vaccine December 1st. Really, that soon? Huh? 90% effective. How are they getting it so soon? Huh? That's pretty quick. Is Harvey producing it in the back of his flat? Hmm? Harvey got a great birthday. Wonder how they're getting it so. Have you heard that, Cheryl, about December 1st? That's effectively like 12 days away. No, it's 20 days. I don't know. What's today? The 11th? 19 days away or something? Yes, NHS are getting a mass rollout for health workers first, apparently. Okay. Huh. Cyanide cupcakes going on another mission. You heard something on it tonight? That'd be amazing that they have that so soon. Yeah, I don't see anything on that. Just routine immunization. UK, let's see. There's COVID-19 vaccine schedule. Okay, it said COVID vaccine, no guarantees on Pfizer rollout, but the National Health Service is ready. Damn, I got a hair. Let's see what this was from the BBC. The NHS will be ready from December to roll out if it gets approved. So who will get the vac on Monday? So I don't think it'll be ready that soon for distribution. So the UK has already ordered 40 million doses, but that's going to be a while before that gets there. They've just shown it's efficient. They're not going to, I don't think, it still has to be approved by the FDA and they need to see some more. I mean, it's on a fast track, but you got to remember this COVID vaccine is the fastest ever vaccine to go from the drawing board to being proved highly effective. It will not be released for use until it passes final safety tests and gets the go ahead. So we will in no way, shape, or form approve a vaccine till it's absolutely, positively, clinically safe. British Medical Association said GPs have been told they're prepared to give patients 2 vaccine doses to be delivered between 21 and 28 days apart. It's because of the requirements of extremely cold storage, it's likely that groups of practices would need to work together with one designated vaccine site. Well, shit, I remember when I was little, standing in a line at the library to get the polio cube, right, and then throwing up into a big barrel, big wooden barrel, right? Because when I was born, polio was still a real threat. In Scotland, First Minister said the government there has purchased around 20 large freezers to store the new vaccine at strategic locations. If regulators are able to give the green light in the next few weeks, some people could get their jab before Christmas, a most welcome gift for those at highest risk. But do not get your hopes up too soon, because many's a slip between the cup and the lip. Wear a mask. All right, so there it is. There it is, guys. That's it. Yeah, it was like a sugar cube, and we all stood in line at the library, and then you had to take the sugar cube, and then there were lots of people. They had a big like wooden barrel there with an open top, and a lot of people were just throwing up into into the barrel. And then I think a year or two later, they had it in a non-live, inactivated polio IPV. Be my cupcake, Timothy. Oh, you watched all 6 hours and 40 minutes of the trek yesterday. Yeah, it was quite a trip. Ninth Element says, Rosie, do you think things are going to stay on lockdown until next June 2021? You know, I'm going to tell you this, Ninth Element. I think all states will, I believe that lockdowns are a states' rights issue. I don't believe in our current form of government that a federal authority can tell states to lock down themselves. This is why I think that we haven't had like in China where you could just clamp down so hard that literally people that tried to break the restriction against leaving home, they would be welded into their doors would be welded shut. The local authority would come around with a welding torch and just seal the door. They couldn't get out of their house, right? So that ensured full compliance. We're not going to have that here. So it depends which state you're in. So You had to have that too, yeah. So, uh, Rob burning. We're gonna have mask burning. Yeah. What's up, Vegas Fixin'? If I wasn't caught up ham and egg and then could have Wi-Fi, I'd love to live off the grid in the woods. Oh man, yeah. Imagine how cold it would be, Mark Dodge. Time to go out and get some dinner. Woo! Ooh, I wonder how that skunk's going to taste tonight. Woo! Yeah, I hear you, Jeanette. The masks are great, and no more cold nose. Yeah. There's an upside for that too. So, how you doing, Vegas Fixing? What's going on, honey? President Center mandate a lockdown. Their President Center mandate. Our governor's staunch Republican followed everything trade is lost with Biden. Yeah, and I don't even want Julie to get together with other family members over the holidays. So, but get my do. I don't believe the president can recommend. The president can. I think he can only do so much. You know, because the Constitution. You know, I mean, if I guess theoretically, if the president he could come in on January 20th, because at that time it might look pretty ugly. I don't know, and he could say it's a national emergency equivalent to war, just like FDR did in the Great Depression. And he could sign out an executive order, and you know, what's the governor of Indiana going to do? What's the governor of Kentucky going to do? Or the governor of, you know, pick a state. What are they going to do? Right? Muskrat Stew, just doing your rounds. All right, babe, good to see you. At least we have our stereo systems to play around with. Boris Johnson keeps changing the rules. I just think the whole situation changes. That's the tough thing there. So, okay, Cupcake. 10-4. It was supposed to. Can a president mandate a lockdown? If not, how can we all unify? Because that's what you. It's lifeboat law, D. Have you ever heard of lifeboat law? Anybody want to tell you what lifeboat law is? Anybody out there know what lifeboat law means? Lifeboat law. Lifeboat law is a simple rule of the seas when everybody is equivalent in a lifeboat and there's no senior officer of authority or crewmate on a lifeboat. Everybody is equivalent on that boat, and you best take care of yourself. That's lifeboat law, D. Okay, so even though you may not have a national mandate to wear a mask or to be in lockdown, you can always protect yourself. Okay? You don't have to wait for somebody to take some authority in a lifeboat or something. You can provision to try to save yourself. Okay? Don't do dumb things. Don't try to jump overboard. Don't try to fight with other people. You know, stand up for your rights. Watch the Tallulah Bankhead movie called Lifeboat. Okay. That any passenger was required to carry as long as ships were much like, yeah, well, women and children first is a traditional role of the seas, especially since the Titanic. But this lifeboat law says You got to protect yourself, honey. When the rest of civilization is not there to protect you, you've got to take it upon yourself to do those steps that you believe will preserve your life. Okay? Darling, I want to get better. D, you got to just bear up to it. Okay? That's the bottom line. There's a lot of people that are tired of that. I'm probably the stupidest person in the world. I've traveled so much. Fair game on the seas, but lifeboat or not, seas owns the outcome. That's exactly right. Requirement for fair game on the seas. Nobody's going to look out for you. You got to look. You have a total. Your whole world comes down to those 18, 22 people in that lifeboat. There is no authority. Now what are you going to do? You're going to do your best to be a survivor. All right? Don't go a little crazy. Okay? Yeah, the purge. Okay? I like that, Justin. Cruise lines are paying $1,000 for human guinea pigs for test runs. Holy shit. God. The lifeboat of the cruise of doom, right? Ah, damn. Damn, 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 damn. Am I going to Biloxi anytime soon? No, but I did hear tell, and this does bring me to my next topic tonight. That you guys know that fishing is coming up Monday. The fishing effectively doubled in price, which is a hell of a disappointment to me. But the boat only carries half as many people as before due to limitations on COVID. It could be a ship of doom. I don't know. I'm fearful for the boss. Don't know who's coming on that boat. The good news, we're in the open air, open sea out there on the Pacific Ocean. I hope no illness befalls him. But we will be fishing on Monday. The good news is it's supposed to be the best day of next week. 73 degrees inland here in Santa Rosa, which will probably be 63, and partly sunny out on the coast. So let's see. Gil says, hi, Rosa. I hear you're cooking a turkey. Inviting YouTube followers to the Rancho to get their grub on. High Watch says, do you think so? Do you think everyone at our age believed the world was coming to an end? I've asked a couple people, High Watch, a couple people whose opinions I value in life, people that are a hell of a lot more intelligent than you or I out there. I'm a person of average intelligence in the world. Independent testing has proven that to me, standardized testing over time. Street smart, yes, but otherwise, run of the mill. We need only look at the world today, High Watch, to compare to, say, the civilized world in the 1950s, 60s, and some extent into the 1970s to realize that society and a good part of Western civilization is in what we call retrograde. It's declining. Public health as a whole is under attack. Public finances are under attack. Public psychology is under attack. We've never had to go through something like this in the history of the nation. It could all be climate. It could all be climate driven. High Watch, that this virus, because of global warming or whatever, or climate change. You know, most people believe it now. I'm not going to argue about it, but warming temperatures create weird shit that goes on in the world. So, hey, Laura. Yeah, I'm gonna be bundled up, no problem at all. So, take care, Mark. Uh, there's no society in the history of the world that's been immune from decay over the long run. It just, it's what do you call that in physics? Entropy, the tendency of systems towards randomness over time, towards chaos. It just happens. Banning the Bible in Scotland under a new, hey, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about that, Gil. Now, I woke up today and this evening I got back this afternoon. And I popped into Harvey's for his birthday, and my inbox is overflowing with messages. Okay, guess who's coming to the Rancho? Rich Life of Road Trips is putting it in gear for California. And I just want to put this out there so that there's no misunderstanding and things are crystal clear. I have a very open policy to people visiting the Rancho, as many of you know. I have a very difficult time telling people that have traveled great distances and things that you can't come visit the Rancho. It's not the way I am. And that's held for everybody, from Dave right across the board. Okay. So people have said, would you welcome Rich Life to the Rancho? The answer, of course, would be yes. I don't have expectations for Chris, for Rich Life of Road Trips. I've not been one that has been hanging on his chats and things. I've been running my own program here, not getting involved. I'm aware of, Chris's life and Rich Life of Road Trip and the things that are going on in his life. Okay? I don't pass judgment on people. But I just put it out there that if somebody makes the effort to journey here, of course I tried to be accommodative to that. Now, I don't know what Rich's disabilities are. I have no idea. I have no idea, no inkling at all. It's not my business. I've never talked to Rich on the phone before. We have each other's phone numbers. I don't troll Rich. I don't troll anybody on YouTube. I've never said a negative thing about Rich, and I think he appreciates that. We almost met in Vegas, I guess in September, but we kind of missed because I was delayed getting down there. On a humanitarian level, I don't know whether Chris has, Rich has physical limitations. I have no idea, you know. I'm not privy to that. I don't know anything about it. Okay. But I will say this, and I would caution Rich in this way as one human being to another. We're in a pandemic situation right now. Okay. I don't see any evidence that there's mask wearing down in Mississippi, and uh, Go Donnie says that you need to wear a mask when you're an Uber driver. Thank goodness for that. I don't know what the general trend in Mississippi is. I got no concept of it. Okay, North Carolina, Tennessee, rolling through Alabama, Georgia. I don't know what the hell's going on down there. Okay. But I'll tell you, if you do make your way out west, you're coming through some hot zones, okay? Now, maybe you're resistant to COVID-19, maybe you're not. I will tell you, you always be welcome at the Rancho, but as Jimmy Ranch used to say, use your prepper sense, okay? Use your sense of what's going on in the world. And think to yourself, you're traveling a great distance from home. And there's a certain amount of risk that entails in, fast food places, gas stations, interacting with people on a daily basis. Just be careful. Whatever you decide to do, think of your personal safety. Like I said, I'm not a nosy person. I don't know what disabilities you may have or whatever. But I'm just saying you want to be damn careful doing that extent of travel and things like that. Um, but I wanted to be perfectly clear. I always welcome people to come through here. Okay, that's always been my policy. But I ask you to protect yourself and others around you. I don't know if you wear a mask. I'm not really aware. Like I say, I've not been a person to glom on your situation and be hanging on the side chat and all that. Not that I don't care, okay, but I'm a person that pretty much minds my own business and things in life. Wear your mask, or the shit hawks will get you. Exactly, exactly. So, as the reflex, he can't wear a mask. Then I would say that you'll be at heightened risk for infections as you go through. So just take that for what it's worth. You know, I have very comfortable accommodations on the Rancho, but I'm not in a position where I can where I can safely take care of somebody if they contract some kind of illness here. Or something like that, and you need to be in a quarantine situation. I'm a little panicked today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I saw some stuff on the inside today in what's called the four state cooperative here about things that they're planning and the potential for what's coming up with this COVID-19, and I'm a bit alarmed about it. So Chris, for whatever that's worth, you're welcome to travel. You're welcome to stay here, but God's sakes, do it safely. Okay, because you may pass through some states that become shut down or or locked down and stuff like that. So it is cold. Let's see. Justin said it's going to be 40 in Sin City tonight. Let's take a look. So does anybody have any questions about that? Does everybody understand that? Any questions about Rich Life or the Rancho? I've given the same thing. If Donnie ever came out, anybody. If Cheryl ever came down, Cyanide Cupcake D, Jackie Blue, anybody, I would tell them the same thing. Let's look at Las Vegas weather here. 51 degrees. And it is going down to about 45 tonight. Now let's look at the 10 days. Going to be nice. I might be blowing over there on the 18th because it's going to be in the mid to upper 70s for day after day after day. So I might be taking off to head down there on the 18th or so. So we shall see. So. Baby, it's cold. Do 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 do. Acid reflux. I know that people that have asthma have some problems with wearing masks and things, but yeah, we just got some like scattered showers, and Friday we got some rain coming in, 56 and 40, but otherwise it doesn't look too damn bad. So no, if you got something to say or you got some advice, I'm all about let it rip in here. It's fine. I want people to be safe. My worst fears is somebody gets here and really is ill, and then we got a real situation here. So don't worry about it. You're feeling okay? I know you seem like you have a cold coming on with your cough. No, I had a hair, wig hair. It was like a cat. No, I'm feeling great. I've been feeling fantastic. Don't travel until the vaccine is here. Pretty simple. No, I don't have a cold coming on, but I do have seasonal allergies because of leaf mold. Leaves that hit the ground start to mold. Thank you, Pop, for that. So don't worry about all your show. No, I'm strong as an ox. Let me get my let me get another refill on my drink here. Rosie's strong as an ox, baby. Strong as an ox. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Do 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 do. I'm not drinking tonight though. Because I'm thinking about chooching tomorrow night. I got some more LA. Let's see. Hi, Watch. Pimp T Rocks. Hello. I'm doing quite well. I'm set for light financial. Live in a beautiful home in Palm Springs surrounded with guns and police ready to kill, protect me, but I worry about everyone else. That's a wonderful thing, Hi, Watch. That shows that you have basic human compassion. Um, so if you are coming out rich, do travel carefully. Try to avoid, too much interaction with the public and stuff like that because you're coming. I think the biggest risk is when you go from one area with a certain, I don't want to say certain environmental factors like humidity and like in the southeast or something like. Then you come to the west and it's very dry and it's cold evenings and the possibility that virus spreads more easily in dry, cold conditions. Yeah, Hoover Dam is calling. I'm thinking, Mr. Z, I'm looking ahead here. This is a hoot because the weather, man, the weather looks fantastic. Like for blowing down there to 18th, going to be 77 degrees. 18th, 75 degrees. The 19th, 75. The 20th, 75 degrees. You got this glorious, glorious stretch of weather coming up that just is incredible down there. And that'd be a nice thing before I hunker down for Thanksgiving and take my traditional few days off. Hey, Jasper. Okay, Cheryl says David Moore said Aussies went through the pain of lockdown. Now we have. Let me see what David said here. It just went off of here. Hold on a second, David. Let me see what you said. Now we have almost zero because something that Americans don't seem to want to do. Yeah, we cannot be unified, but we'll see. You're coming into your summertime down there, so Mr. Z's giving the thumbs up. Let's see. Cheryl says, I feel like he's reckless and has already traveled too much. So I worry about him coming there for you and anyone around the Rancho when he's there. Well, it'll be on Rich. It'll be on Chris. He can decide. I'm certainly fully prepared to accommodate people out here and with the usual amount of hospitality that we have. There are some people that are inclined to travel. I don't know what his family situation is. I don't know what's going on with being evicted or not evicted. Like I said, it's not my business. I don't ever feel comfortable jumping into people's stuff like that. But I just wanted to be clear for you guys. So that's what's going on with that. Chris, West Coast has chicks with an extension like moi. That's it. Yeah, he's been like the flavor of the month, Julie, which has had its upside and its downside, I believe. But I've stayed clear of it to give out of respect and things like that. That's just my nature to not be in. Yeah, and thank you on Veterans Day, Mr. Z, for your service. Yes, very good. How about those kids that got 100 minute their catch and cook videos and now they're going crazy? Yeah, I don't know. know it's safe. Sleepy, but I finally got to. Oh, there's my D. D, you stay cheerful, honey. Don't let stuff get you down, honey. Don't let the sun go down on you. Ooh, although I hurt myself, there's always someone else I need. Ooh, do 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 oh. La da da dee dee, like losing everything. Do 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 do. You guys make sure to check out that when Hollywood needs horror, they go to this street. I think that was pretty cool. Check that out, L.A. All the horror mansions along. Can't remember what the hell the name of that street is. Carroll Street up there. Check that out. Great. Once in a while, I like switching my name. It gets boring. That's so cool. Well, we have come up to the 2 hour mark for me. You can only take being home so many months. Look at Cheryl. Look at poor Cheryl. She can be an inspiration to you. So, come on, man. Come on, man. With that, I'm going to close it out tonight. And thank you guys for being here this evening. It's a little shorty. I want to get a good rest. We might be out on the road tomorrow night doing something thrilling and fascinating again. And I want to be well rested for that. Couple more Los Angeles, LA videos coming up, which will finally put a capper on the trip. In the meantime, thank you, Jody says, love the music in the latest vid. Thank you, honey. It's a very cool street. Something that the average tourist is never going to see in LA, but something that you guys should see. Los Angeles is Victorian horror street there. Okay, great seeing all you tonight. Hi, watch, stay safe. Go, Donnie, wear that mask. You be safe. Wear that damn mask, and everybody, y'all take care and have a beautiful one.